Donald Trump's America is taking over Venezuela for now. That's after it had the South American nation's president captured over narco-terrorism and drug trafficking charges. But the seizure of Nicolás Maduro could be pointing to what could be gunpoint diplomacy for the United States as it exerts its influence on weaker nations by military might. More in this report.
The United States attacked Venezuela and captured its long-serving President Nicolás Maduro in an overnight operation on Saturday. U.S. President Donald Trump promised to put the country under American control for now, including by deploying U.S. forces if necessary. Speaking at a press conference at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida, Trump said the U.S. would continue to oversee its involvement in Venezuela until such time as they can do a safe, proper and judicious transition, signaling an open-ended U.S. role in the country.
So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious, because that's what we're all about.
But U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggested that the U.S. would not govern Venezuela day to day other than enforcing an existing oil quarantine on the country. They stood in contrast to Trump's broad but vague claims that the U.S. would at least temporarily run the oil-rich nation. Comments that suggested some sort of governing structure under which Caracas would be controlled by Washington.
Well, as I said, we retain all the options we had before this raid and this capture and this arrest was made. We continue. The quarantine is in place right now. If you are a sanctioned boat and you are headed towards Venezuela, you will be seized either on the way in or on the way out with a court order that we get from judges in the United States. We will continue to enforce our sanctions. And that is going to continue to happen until such time as changes are made.
The U.S.-Venezuela tensions intensified under Trump after Washington imposed sweeping sanctions, recognized opposition leader Juan Guaido as interim president, and pursued a maximum pressure campaign to isolate Nicolás Maduro's government. The Philippines, for its part, is closely monitoring the evolving situation in Venezuela. The Department of Foreign Affairs is calling on all concerned parties to resolve disputes peacefully and avoid actions that could further escalate tensions.